Hello guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Let's Talk About Cars with Alex. And if you're new to the channel, kindly do me a favor, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to like this video. Now, in today's episode, I'll be talking about some of the ways you can opt for anytime you're deciding to purchase a car. Now, before I move into that, it is important to ask yourself these three questions. Number one, will you be able to maintain that car you're planning on buying? Number two, will you be able to fuel it? And number three, is it going to serve its intended purpose? In other words, is it going to be reliable? Now, once you answer these three questions, then that means you're in a position to make a decision on the type of a car that you intend to buy. So there are normally three ways that are commonly used here in Kenya when it comes to purchasing a car. Number one, we have the asset financing. We also have the cash buying, and also we have the hire purchase means. Now, with the asset buying, it involves some few steps, and the first step is the pre-qualification stage. So under the pre-qualification stage, this is where the buyer approaches a certain financial institution, like maybe a bank, and the bank is going to determine if they qualify for a loan. Now, once they determine you qualify for a loan, they are going to tell you how much. Now from there, you're going to identify a car that you want to buy, and after identifying, you'll be required to pay a fee we normally refer to as the commitment fee. Now, with the commitment fee, this is to tell the dealer to take the car off the market, so that you won't find that the dealer sold the car by the time the bank is financing you. So after this, the dealer is going to provide you with a document we normally refer to as the pro forma invoice, which states the current price of that car in the market, which now you take back to the bank. After that, the bank is going to do evaluation, and this one they normally send a valuer who is going to come with the actual price of that car in the market. Now, once the valuation process is finalized, they're going to send you another document referred to as the offer letter. Now, with the offer letter, it states the terms and conditions that the bank are going to finance you. That are going to use to finance you. Like, they'll tell you, we're going to finance you this amount of money, and you're going to raise this amount of money. So if you agree with that, you're going to sign the offer letter. Now, after signing, the bank now is going to request you now to pay the dealer the deposit. Now, once you settle the deposit, the dealer is going to provide you with a letter or with a receipt acknowledging that you've paid for the deposit. Now, this receipt, you take it back to the bank, after which now the bank is going to dispatch the remaining amount of money. Now, that is the amount of money that they agreed to finance you. Now, once they do that, they are going to send 2 copies of the release letter. 1 copy for you, another copy for the dealer. Now, from there, as the buyer, now you can freely walk into that showroom and drive off with your car. But before that, the bank is going to require you to insure that car using a comprehensive insurance cover, and also they are going to install a car tracker. Now, one thing I need to mention under the asset financing is that the dealer carries out the transfer of ownership into a joint ownership. That is the bank and the buyer. So now the bank will be the one now to complete the transfer of ownership to you after you've finalized paying the remaining balance that you owe the bank. Now, and again, this is a process that normally takes between 14 to 21 days. So unangoja kidogo, because there are some processes that are involved, quite a number of processes for the entire deal to be finalized. Now, moving on to the second way of purchasing a car. This is another, we normally refer to it as the cash buying. Now, with the cash buying, you may use this anytime you're purchasing a locally used car or a foreign car. Now, when you're buying a locally used car, first you identify, under cash buying, first you identify the car. Then from there, you do something we call the pre-purchase inspection. This is whereby you check if the car is in good condition. And I normally say this: when you're checking if the car is in good condition, it is important to be keen on this, because remember, buying a car is one thing, maintaining it is another thing. So kama uko sure, unajua uko, you're not that efficient when it comes to determining these things, it is important you look for an independent mechanic who can help you with that. Now once you've checked the car is in good condition, there's another process that involves checking the particulars, in other words the details of that car. Hapa sasa ndio maneno na logbook inaingia. So utaingia pale kwa NTSA portal, you're going to key in the registration number of that vehicle that you're intending to buy. After that, you'll be able to get the logbook. Then the seller is going to provide you with a hard copy logbook of that car. So there are some things you need to check here. Number one, there's something we call the chassis number. Check if the chassis number on the NTSA portal is corresponding with the chassis number on the hard copy that has been provided by the seller. Number two, the engine number. Ensure the engine number on the seller's logbook is corresponding again with the one on the NTSA portal. And in a scenario whereby, let's say now the engine of that car had an issue and the seller decided to change that engine, it is very important they provide a document showing that they changed that engine, because kama ana hiyo document, kindly me usema hivi, don't buy that car, kwa sababu if you happen to buy that car and usimamishwa na polisi kwa barabara and then they request for the logbook, then when they compare the engine number and the engine number on the logbook and the engine number itself, the physical number now that is written on the engine, and it's not rhyming, you'll be in trouble. So it is important, if the seller changed the engine, acha akupatie a document supporting that they changed that engine. Now once umeangalia kila kitu and you've seen the particulars are rhyming and everything is in order, now you can decide to do the transaction. But before you do the transaction, you must draft something we call the sales agreement. Now under the sales agreement, the buyer and the seller are going to sign, and from there you're going to accompany the sales agreement together with a copy of the logbook to the bank. Now after that, after carrying out the transaction, now you're going to wait for the amount to reflect on the seller's account. Once it reflects, the seller is going to initiate something we call the transfer of ownership. Now the transfer of ownership is carried out on the team's account. So the two of you must have an account on the NTSA team's platform. So after that, so that transfer ownership, you'll be able to accept. Now after that, now you'll be free to drive off with your car. But now what if there's a scenario whereby mwenye anakuzia gari, or rather the seller is not the one who is registered to that, is not the one who is registered under that vehicle. So what do you do? So in this case, this happens especially when kuna hizi magari you normally call them the trading cars, whereby mtu anaweza sema mimi niko na showroom, mtu ananiletea gari ananiambia Alex, nataka uniuzie hii gari, and once you get a client, you just send me the money into my account. So what mimi kama Alex na that person, why we're going to draft something we call the agreement, the authority to sell document, which both parties, mimi na huyo person Y, we're going to sign. Now this gives me authority as Alex to sell this car on his behalf, hata kama yeye hayuko karibu, so I can do the transaction. Now and in such a case, this is what normally happens. So you'll be required to carry the sales agreement, a copy of the logbook, and a copy of the authority to sell, so that you do the transaction to person Y's account, and that is how you carry out such a transaction. Now what if now the car is not registered? This is what you do. Again, you do a pre-purchase inspection, you check if the car is in a good condition. After that, you'll be required to pay a deposit if you like the car. Now but before you pay the deposit, when a seller, you're going to draft another document we call again the sales agreement, which both of you are going to sign. After signing, now you pay the deposit. But in scenarios whereby seller and buyer wanaweza agree that the buyer to settle the full amount, after that now the seller is going out to lodge for the registration number. Now under the reason why you find that most cars in dealer shops or in dealer yards or showrooms are not registered is simply because Wakenya, unajua Wakenya hupenda kufanyisha watu madealers kazi ngumu. Mtu anapigia dealer leo anamwambia nataka gari fulani, register for that car, will be coming for it on a certain day, on a certain date. Then when this date comes, jamaa anapigiwa simu anasema I changed my mind ama nilipata ingine. So you see what happens when a car is registered in a dealer shop is that this car normally they happen to depreciate in value, kwa sababu Kenyans mostly they buy the plate number. They don't buy the good condition of the car, they buy the plate number. So let's say for example I happen to register a car for you right now because you said you'll be coming for it, then you fail to come for it. Then I sell it 2 months later or 3 months later. If this car was supposed to go for, let's say, 2.5 million, I'll be forced to sell it at maybe 2.3, 2.2 million. So maybe come a dealer, I'll be making losses. So to avoid all these problems of making losses and not na kudanganywa na client, I'll always advise anybody who is coming to buy a car from my yard to first pay a deposit or to settle the full amount, so that mimi sitaachwa nikifinyiliwa, because Wakenya ununua number plate na akiona KCG na sasa tuko KDG, sinaona sasa yeye ataona KCG ni gari mzee, but it's just that I just registered the car, nikakaa kwa yard, haikupata mtu wa kununua, now it is depreciating in value. So to avoid those are scenarios, the dealer is going to request you to pay a deposit or to settle the full amount. Now once they have launched for the plate number, it will take around 2 to 24 hours maximum a day for the whole process to be finalized, depending with the process or with the system of the NTSA at that day. Now after that, there are cases whereby the physical number plate inaweza kuwa iko available. So in such a case, what do you do? Just print the plate number or rather the registration number of that car on a piece of paper. Hapo saiba tu iweke kwa windscreen, ingine weka huko nyuma. Alafu after that unaweza tembea na hiyo, you can use that one as you wait for the physical one to be ready, kwa sababu sometimes they are never enough but police saa ingine hawapendi kuelewa hiyo, but inabidi tu unaongea na wao, kwa sababu si makosa yako, ni makosa ya NTSA ama namna gani. So now once you finalize the plate number or rather the registration number is ready, you'll be free to walk out with your vehicle. Now again, just a small difference for the asset financing. Remember, the ownership is remember the ownership is a joint, but for the cash buying, ownership inakuwa transferred completely to the owner, because at this point they are settling the amount in full. Now moving on, our third way of purchasing a car in Kenya is through the hire purchase, and hii inanga maneno mingi, ni kitu mta discuss tu within an hour or 2 or 3 mwelewane. So this is where the buyer comes with a given amount of money, and anaambia dealer that I have maybe 1.5 million. Let's say if the car is worth 2.7 million, so I have 1.5 million. I'm going to give you the 1.5 million in cash, then I'll be paying you on monthly basis a given amount of money until I have settled that the balance that I have. So if they come to an agreement, the dealer is going to give the car to the buyer, but in this case the ownership, the dealer does not transfer the complete ownership to the buyer. They only do the complete transfer of ownership to the buyer once they settle the full amount. So unlike in cases of the asset financing, whereby the ownership is in joint, or in cash where the ownership is done in full, for the hire purchase, the dealer is the one that remains as the owner of that car. Just in case you fail to pay for the car, they can always come and pick it back. So for the hire purchase, you don't own the car. The car remains as the property of the dealer until you finalize the payment. So that is all I had for you guys today. So I hope by now you understand the three categories that you can opt for anytime you're deciding on buying a car. Remember, you can always choose to use the asset financing, or you can go for the cash buying kama pesa iko, and also you can always opt for the higher purchase means. So you as the buyer, you're going to decide on which way is best for you. So, and as usual, don't forget guys, here at Let's Talk About Cars with Alex, we value your feedback. So tell us on the comment section which video you would like us to do next. And if again, don't forget to support this channel by subscribing, and also don't forget to like the video and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss out on any video that we upload on this channel. So with that, I've been your host, Alex Gitonga. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.